At the beginning of July, I stepped on the stage on Sunday morning and I asked you guys, Vinewood Church family, to support Vinewood Youth in prayer as we made a transition from Tuesday night youth group to Sunday night youth group. A shift that came with a lot of questions like, are we going to get the same kids? Can we minister to those kids in the same way? And logistically, how does it work with the church? And I'm pleased to tell you and report, after about a month, we started in August, after about a month, we are running very well. The transition has been fantastic. Our youth leaders have been amazing in supporting our students through this transition. So at 6 o'clock, if you were to be sitting up in this room with me as I'm just preparing, getting things ready, finalizing slides, lesson, whatever that may be, as around 6 o'clock, you would hear kids barreling up the stairs just to my left here, coming up to the youth room to meet their youth leaders, say hi, hang out with their friends. About 6:15, we transitioned down to the gym or another location to play some kind of game. The game is usually wild because these kids play hard. They will come back up the stairs after game just completely covered in sweat, and it's hilarious to watch. The competitive nature it's healthy, but it's a little stressful at times. But it's a great thing for these kids to be able to play a game, just have a good time in a supervised, just godly environment. They come up these stairs at about 7 o'clock. We give them announcements for events we may be having, much like the new Voyagers event. If you didn't hear about that, ask one of the Voyagers or ask one of the youth about it, because it was a blast. I'm sure I'll insert a couple clips here of what that was like. But after announcements, we go into a time of worship, and this is a time that I intentionally love to be able to provide for these students. I love the sound of these kids worshiping, standing up on stage. I can almost pick out every single voice that is singing so loudly, and the decibel level is honestly kind of incredible. They enjoy that time of worship, and it's become a important part for me as their leader to be able to worship alongside them. After that, we'll go into a lesson of some kind. Currently, we're going through a lesson called Hello, My Name Is, and over on the wall next to me, we have a graffiti wall that is entirely made up of names that God has been attributed in Scripture, God or Jesus. And so we are simply going through this session, this series of Hello, My Name Is. And last week, for example, we went through Hello, My Name Is Jehovah Shalom, which is simply God is peace, studying the story of Gideon and how in the midst of a war that he was fighting and was told he would lead, he believed that God is peace. After our lesson time, we will split them off into small groups. They'll go with their small group leader and they will sit and ask some intentional questions. And the first question we always start off with, and if you look around at some of the youth t-shirts that we've made, you'll see, what'd you hear, what'd you learn? It's a question I've been asking youth for years, but it's an important one. And maybe you can ask yourselves or your family, your friends this on a Sunday morning after our Sunday morning worship gathering. But saying, what'd you hear, what'd you learn, is a great starting off point for any conversation. Then we break down questions a little bit more in depth, and we're encouraging students to learn how to read and study Scripture right now. And so we're guiding them through observation, interpretation, application. What does the text say? What does the text mean? How do I apply it to my life? So that's simply what Sunday nights are like right now, and it's an important time for us to be able to connect with the youth kids. And as I go on school campuses this year, I'm encouraged by seeing these students walk around and being able to say hi to them. But the one thing I can ask for you guys as we continue in with this, because we still are in a way transitioning, where we're doing pretty well, is continue to pray for these youth. A lot of them are asking really tough questions in their personal lives. And they're just trying to figure out how to live life, but how do you live life in a godly way in seemingly a godless culture? So I would ask for your continued prayer and your support through for Vinewood Youth. And I just love you and thank you so much for all you do for us. Thanks.